Israel has stopped all humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. The Prime Minister's office said the decision was taken because Hamas had refused to accept an American proposal to extend the first phase of the Gaza ceasefire, which expired on Saturday. The proposal included a 6-week extension of the ceasefire to cover the Muslim Ramadan and Jewish Passover periods. The Israeli government backed the deal hours earlier. Let's cross now to Jerusalem to speak to our diplomatic correspondent, Paul Adams. Hello there to you, Paul. What's the latest on this and what's the significance of it?
Well, obviously, if Israel carries out this threat to stop all aid going into Gaza, that is going to be a serious blow in a place where people are only just beginning to put their lives back together again. Around 4,200 trucks have gone in every week since the ceasefire began 6 weeks ago. If all of that stops, it is going to increase hardship in the Gaza Strip considerably. We don't yet know whether that threat has been carried out, but it's certainly a threat that was made an hour or so ago. And it is part of a negotiating process that is a pretty rough one at the moment, because essentially we should now be into phase 2 of the Gaza ceasefire deal. Phase 1 ended yesterday. We should be into a phase in which the rest of the living Israeli hostages are released. And crucially, Israel starts to withdraw its troops from the Gaza Strip. Israel wants an extension, and Israel says that it is supporting an American proposal for an extension that would take us essentially to the middle of April. We haven't had any word from the Americans. We don't know the exact nature of the proposal, but that is what the Israeli government says it is willing to do. Hamas are saying that they reject that, and they are applying their own pressure. Last night, they released the latest in a series of frankly cruel, humiliating videos showing Israeli hostages in captivity, with one hostage, Yair Horn, saying goodbye to his younger brother Eitan before Yair was released a couple of weeks ago. Eitan remains in captivity. Clearly, that was Hamas applying what pressure it can on the Israeli government to go ahead with phase 2 of the ceasefire deal. So we are in a situation of deadlock, with each side applying all the pressure and the mechanisms they can, and with no sign at the moment of a breakthrough. All of this, of course, raises the very real possibility that at some stage we may see a return to fighting in Gaza.
So just to bring the line that has come from Hamas, as you said, you have said that they don't respond to pressure. That's what they said in their statement. This decision, Hamas has said in a statement, complicates matters and affects the negotiation process. And Hamas doesn't respond to pressures. A Hamas official there speaking to the Reuters news agency. I mean, the timing of this, in a statement that came from the Mr. Netanyahu's office, there was the line that on the 42nd day, if there were issues, fighting would continue. Where are we on that, Paul?
Well, exactly. I mean, that is what a lot of people think is the likely outcome eventually, because Hamas have shown no willingness to remove themselves as the kind of military power in Gaza, as Israel demands. And Mr. Netanyahu seems determined that the full dismantling and destruction of Hamas is one of his principal war goals. So those the two sides are completely at odds, obviously, as they have been all along, on the eventual outcome of all of this. So that is why there is this intensive diplomatic effort to see if there can be some kind of bridging proposal. That, we're told, is what the Americans are offering, an extension of phase 1, to allow for the release of all the remaining living Israeli hostages, and perhaps some of the dead ones too. There are thought, by the way, to be 24 Israeli hostages still alive in the Gaza Strip, and the release of more Palestinian prisoners. But if Israel is sticking to its position that it will not begin its military withdrawal from the Gaza Strip, then it is very unlikely that Hamas are going to agree to this proposal. There will be a lot of pressure being placed on, I suspect, especially on Hamas from the mediators to make this bridging proposal work. But we're not seeing any sign of success yet.
OK, Paul Adams, thank you very much.